The Island of the Damned is the first area you get to explore in Witchfire. It features a giant tower in the middle of the island with groups of enemies scattered around the perimeter, as well as a secret vault that requires Gnosis level 1 to unlock. The tower has multiple steps to complete before you can enter it, but the first time you go to the island you won't be able to do much more than enter the first room. We'll go into more detail about the tower in a minute. The map is gorgeous with shipwrecks, crumbling mausoleums, and tons more to explore. This map plays out very differently from the other two maps. There are no calamities on the Island of the Damned, and the packs of enemies are much smaller. But I do want to explain step by step how to fully explore the map and what secrets you can find here. At first, this level will seem pretty simple and even easy, but this is definitely one of the most challenging areas in the game outside of the vaults. You'll need to level your Gnosis a couple times before you're able to go into the depths of the tower. Once you're ready, I recommend buying 2 to 3 ammo packs to open while exploring the depths, otherwise you'll likely run out of ammo before you complete it. Let's start with the tower. This is the most prominent feature of the map, but when you start the game, the only thing you can do is solve the statue quest to get into the first chamber. In order to get into this room, you need to find this staff being held by a corpse and return it to the tower. And you need to clear out all of the enemies around the tower. Alternately, you can pay some Witchfire to open the room without killing all enemies. This unlocks the Sacred Flame chamber at the surface of the tower. However, once you're in here, there isn't much you can do yet. You pick up the map that lets you get to Scarlet Coast and a few other items scattered about. But the puzzle is locked to you until you reach Gnosis 2. I recommend leveling a decent amount before unlocking Gnosis 1. You can either head to the Scarlet Coast or the Island of the Damned to build up your volatile Witchfire to level at the Ascension Altar. I also recommend getting some guns leveled up and finding a spell or two at the mirror in the Hermitorium. The next part of the tower is very difficult. However, beyond opening the tower, I don't believe Gnosis level affects the enemies you encounter in the tower or on the island. Beyond killing all of the packs on the island, which I definitely recommend doing if you plan to venture deep into the tower, you can track down this guy. He has an incense recipe if you kill him, but you'll probably have to chase him around the island a bit. Freeze spells work well against him. Also, there's this area by the derelict ship with 3 chests that you can loot. After each chest, you will have to defeat a pack of crazed sailors. This doesn't grant an upgrade, so if you don't need the loot, this might not be the best choice if you are venturing into the tower. Once you've leveled up a bit and feel like you are up for it, you can head back to the chamber in the Island of the Damned and solve the fire puzzle. In order to do this, you need to activate the fires in the correct order. The order for lighting the flames is revealed by the altars on one of the paths leading to the tower. You will see them on this winding path. Once you open up the path down, you head down this stairway. The first room you will find will have some divine essence on the ground and a giant hole in the floor. Drop down through the hole and you will see a deep chamber with bridges. Cultists will be beating their heads against the doors. It's a good idea to kill all of the cultists and collect all of the divine essences you see. This requires a bit of skillful jumping to avoid falling all the way down. Killing the cultists on the bridges reduces the number of enemies you have to fight when you get to the lower floor. Once you have killed all the cultists in the room, you will be offered a cursed essence that will give you a debuff. It's important to note that the cursed essence covers up your buffs from the top down. You have a choice to either take the portal back to the Hermitorium or continue down the stairs. There is a door here that only opens when you pick up the cursed essence. There are also these altars where you can get more divine essences, refill your ammo, heal yourself, or refill your elixirs in exchange for receiving more cursed essences. You should keep your eyes open for these glowing green pages. These are prophecies that you can equip and can impact how you level your character on a run. It's a pretty deep system, which I'll explain in another video. For now, just pick up as many as you find lying around. The next level will lead you to this circular room with a red sigil on the ground. If you run around the circle, you will find 3 different sigils in order to progress. You need to stand in the sigil while you kill enemies. Once you've killed enough enemies, the cursed essence will appear and you can proceed downward to the next level. At this point, you will enter into another circular room, kill the enemies in front of the altar. Once you do, the altar will start to glow. Approach the altar and you'll be transported to another dimension of the island. It will have the same geographical features, but will have a bunch of different types of enemies. All you need to do for this area is survive for a certain amount of time. I recommend running from the initial area you spawn in, as that is where all the enemies will spawn as well, and you'll be surrounded, so if you simply run away, you can avoid taking damage. There are tons of prophecies lying around the ground in this area, so grab as many as you can during the few seconds you have. Once the timer runs out, you'll be brought back to the circular room. There are a couple spots where you can grab divine essences from these sculptures on the ground. Just know that this will spawn another wave of enemies, so be careful about that. You will need to clear out all of the enemies, I believe it's 2 large waves, before you can head back to the alternate island dimension at the altar. Once you survive for enough time, you'll be brought back to the circular room again, and there will be a cursed essence to pick up. One important tip that a viewer mentioned was that if you don't take the ammo from the ammo chest at the start of the map, it will be available to loot in the alternate dimension. This is the only way to regain ammo short of corrupted essences or bringing ammo packs with you. Once you take the cursed essence, you can proceed down to the next level. Finally, once you head down this stairway, you will reach the boss. It's basically one large church-style room with these side hallways. The fight has several phases, and you'll also need to clear out waves of enemies before the final showdown in this very Bloodborne/Elden Ring style arena. If you can, you should run up to the altar and grab the gun sitting there. It's the Rotweaver and a pretty sweet weapon. You don't need to have beaten the boss. It will be there to pick up during the fight. If you defeat the boss, you will have the chance to unlock new prophecies at the altar using those divine essences you picked up. Be sure to note how many divine essences are required to unlock the next one, because if you didn't collect enough during the run, you won't be able to get it. You'll find them sitting on the ground, sometimes in the tower, and they're also in these little altars. Just note, as I said before, if you pick up the divine essences from the altars, it'll spawn a wave of enemies, which can be challenging. Okay, that's the end of the tower, but there's one more mystery on the island, and that is the vault. The vault is similar to the vaults in the other areas of the game. You have a limited amount of time to explore it and kill the vault keeper. You'll find the Kerfane item at the bottom when you are done. The vault isn't particularly difficult, but it is a bit of a maze, and there are these green lights that inflict sanity damage, so you need to hide behind rocks. That's gonna do it for the Island of the Damned guide. Have you explored all the mysteries of the island yet? Let me know if there are any other things I didn't mention. Thanks for watching.